This pregame show is presented by America First Credit Union. America First Credit Union has game-changing solutions for every financial need. Join the winning team today at americafirst.com. Welcome into Zions Bank Stadium on this beautiful fall evening. Tom Hackett, I'm Landon Southwick. Thanks for joining us here on ESPN Plus and locally on the KSL TV app. We appreciate you taking the time to join us. I know a lot of college football going on, Tom, and a lot of action here in the state of Utah, but we've got a big matchup between the Monarchs and San Antonio FC here at Zions Bank Stadium. Let's check out the storylines for tonight's and see what's going on with both sides. Tonight, 12th meeting between these two sides. SAFC leads the series 6-2 and 3 all time. Second meeting between the two sides this month, having played at the start of the month on the 1st with a 3-2 victory for San Antonio FC, and the Monarchs are 52, 28, and 21 here at home, so a pretty solid record at home, despite having not the best record this season. Let's check out the visiting player to watch tonight in Nathan. The kid is solid. 8 goals, 3 assists, leads the team in goals, leads the team as well with shots with 41 coming into tonight's game, and happened to get a red card in their first matchup this season, so something to keep an eye on. Let's check out the home player to watch tonight. And Ibrahim Bonsai scored September 1st against San Antonio FC, down in San Antonio, 2 goals against SAFC this season, and on loan from ASEC Mimosas. Let's take our first break, and we'll be back with starting lineups after this. Tonight's match is brought to you by America First Credit Union. America First is proud to be the official credit union of the Real Monarchs. Whatever you need for whatever matters most, America First is here to help. By MarketStar. Explore something more at MarketStar. Visit marketstar.com for careers. By University of Utah Health, the trusted healthcare provider for the RSL family and yours. Visit uofuhealth.org. And by Zions Bank, for banking that helps you tackle every financial challenge. Zions Bank is for you.
When you're a member at America First Credit Union, there's only one path to happiness, and that's whatever path you choose. So no matter where it may lead you, whatever you need to get there, or how far it may go, we'll do our best to make sure it's clear with the America First Visa credit card, because the only happiness that matters to us is yours, truly.
You are the sunrise waking my day.
I miss you guys.
You are the moonlight shining my way. This is where I call home.
It's never been more true. We take care of Utah like Utahns take care of each other. University of Utah Health.
Rule the playground. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to Harriman, Utah. Let's check out the starting lineups for both sides, brought to you tonight by MarketStar. Explore something more at MarketStar. Visit marketstar.com for careers. Tom, let's check out San Antonio FC first.
In goal, we've got Cardoni. Across the back four, Maloney, Schuberg, Tainter. Forward in the midfield, PC, Galagos, Abu as the number 10, Lindley, Epps, and Nathan, your front three.
That's the starting lineup for Alan Marcina. Let's check out what Hamas and Alave rolled out for the Monarchs tonight.
Jeff Dusnup, the young goalkeeper in goal. Hulsley, Orozco, Sacedo, and Flores, your back four. Bonsai and Benitez in the midfield with Quintero just in front of them. Powder, Mata, and Johnson, your front three for the home team.
That's the starting lineups for both sides. Monarchs in their cobalt kits. San Antonio FC in their white with and I'll utter a famous phrase. Are you ready? Let's roll. Famous phrase said by Todd Beamer, one of the heroes in taking down Flight 93 so it couldn't do more damage in the United States, as we honor all those who fell on this day in 2001, as we have our first foul really quickly into the match and slow to get up. A quick go there for SAFC. Roscoe will get the big head, pushing it wide. And going down and conceding another free kick are the Monarchs. Monarchs 2 quick fouls early in this match. Gerard and an opportunity coming here for San Antonio FC. If you're the Monarchs, Tom, one of the things you cannot do is concede free kick opportunities early in a match like this.
Well, if we know anything about the Real Monarchs, they're going to play physical under Hamas and Alave, specifically at home. They're going to try and assert their authority early, and they've done just that.
Ball swung in, looking, headed high and up over the bar into the supporter section of the Monarchs. Shout out to Wasatch Legion. So you can see the officials for tonight's game. Gerald Flores, Noah Kenyuani, Cameron Seiler, and Jordan Downs are our officials for the match tonight. Flores, 9 games in the USL Championship, 40 yellow, 0 reds, and 2 PKs, averaging a little over 4 yellow cards a game. Never reffed a Monarchs game, but has reffed one San Antonio FC game, and that was in 2020. In a 2-0 victory for San Antonio FC. Salcedo, the Colombian, in the corner, tries to play it forward, finds Malik Johnson. Malik Johnson wearing the captain's armband for the very first time for this Monarch side. As many of the regulars that have worn the captain's armband not in the match tonight.
Should be in for a reasonably exciting affair, I believe.
Both sides have squared off nicely in the past. This season, obviously 2 draws and 1 victory for San Antonio FC. The real question is, Tom, where are the goals going to come for the Monarchs tonight if they're going to go for all 3 points?
I think you have to look at the man up top, number 63, Mata, for the Monarchs. He's had a reasonably quiet season to date, but his opportunity this evening to try and showcase some of his skill set. He's a bigger-bodied centre-forward type player from New Zealand. I'm sure he watched a lot of Mark Viduka growing up and maybe tries to replicate some of his game for the Big Dukes as San Antonio.
Maloney out wide, defended by Flores, going at Flores inside the area, playing to the top of the box, and Knotts to his teammates, held up nicely by the Monarchs.
I think what you saw there from Mata, the hold-up play, that's going to be very important for the Real Monarchs this evening. That's his strength. Poor turnover from Flores. Ball stayed alive there from forward. Nicely done.
Looked like it definitely crossed the line from up here, but the official was right there in front of it and deemed it to be still in play. For San Antonio FC, as you're seeing Alan Marcina, head coach in his second season, 18-9-10 all-time in his coaching career for San Antonio FC. But I was going to mention, one of the things you need to see from San Antonio FC tonight is pass accuracy. They have not been very efficient throughout the season in pass accuracy. Second to last in the USL Championship, 74%. And passing has not been crisp. Tonight's, that's going to be a factor to see if they can capitalize on some of the opportunities as calls for a handball inside the box if it came off Halsey.
I think passing accuracy and efficiency is always going to play a pretty integral role in the efficiency of a football team.
Gallegos, good ball inside the box, cleared away by the Monarchs. And the Monarchs are already on their heels. Got to figure a way to get out quickly. Ford will take the throw in.
Yeah, it's been a good start from the visitors. They've controlled just about every aspect of the game, controlling the possession, flicking the ball from the left to the right, and they certainly look to be crossing the football into the area to see if they can disrupt the back four of the Monarchs, but this is where they're dangerous under Malik Johnson.
Johnson, nice little Meg, trying to get around the second. Johnson, player in front of him, trying to play it inside the box, takes a deflection. It'll be headed away. Johnson, looking for the shove in the back. Was pretty light there from Maloney. As you see Hamas and Alave on your screen, Monarchs head coach, led the side to the 2019 USL Championship. Roscoe, for being a young man, the intelligence there is pretty incredible. You watch him make the turns, make decisions, and he showed that he's a very capable center back in the USL Championship.
He's such an interesting prospect, I think, young Haziel Orozco. I think he's 17 years of age now. He's just recently trained with the Mexican national team. Plays centre back. He's certainly somewhat undersized, but boy, he plays bigger than what he's given credit for. He's really, really solid, and you know, I know that Real Salt Lake in the first team, the front office, coaching staff, very, very high on Haziel Orozco. His future is bright. You can expect number 99 for the Real Monarchs to play in Major League Soccer and first team minutes over the next handful of years.
Well, and the interesting thing is you saying he's not of size. He's only 17. The nice part is he can still grow. I don't know what his family's height history is or anything on that side, but you'd hope that the kid still has some room to grow, at least put on some muscle. As Johnson's wide. Johnson picks up his head. He's got runners inside the box. He's going to go towards the touchline, pulls it back, trying for the second, and it'll be a goal kick given. Got a lot of the front office in the house tonight. Elliot, Tony, Luke, looks like here at the stadium tonight watching the boys play.
Kurt
RSL in
Schmidt
action
as well.
tomorrow. Oh yeah, Schmidt, yep. Always fun for these young guys to get an opportunity to have someone watching them to really judge them on their capabilities moving forward, with the hopes that they can have a chance to play for the first team here in the organization. The next time RSL plays in front of home faithful, will honor the greatest goalkeeper in MLS history. Be here September 18th to congratulate Nick Raimondo on making the Utah Sports Hall of Fame presented by LifeVantage. Visit rsl.com and get your special $18 tickets now. Honoring the wall of the Wasatch. Speaking of an incredible keeper, I'm going to have to give him a shout out tonight for his accomplishment. Matt Cardoni, now the SAFC all-time appearance leader, passing Greg Cochran now with 103 appearances.
Fun fact, over the 103 appearances, Cardoni's actually never shaven his beard. That's a 103 match beard that you're seeing right there.
Give me a little beard envy.
I know, it must be nice.
We got the little stubble up here. Today, the baby face.
I completely made that up, too, by the way, for anybody that takes me seriously. that was not accurate, nor factual.
We'll have to double check that fact at halftime. False facts from Tom.
There you go.
It's our new segment, right?
Yeah, I can.
You can come up with a few.
Yeah.
You can BS with the best of them. Is that an Australian term, BS?
I think, yeah. People would understand what you're talking about. Great ball there.
Accidental tripping, and I think we're going to see our first yellow card shown to Salcedo. Salcedo is going to be frustrated to be given yellow. You know, Hamas and Olave chirping with the fourth official, asking for some clarification. We'll have to see a replay look at that one and see if he actually got the heels.
He's got long legs, doesn't he, Salcedo? He's a big fella, and yes, there was a clip. Right ankle of Nathan. Nathan, by the way, very, very dangerous.
8 goals, 3 assists on the season.
We highlighted him pre-game. He was a formidable player about a week and a half ago when these two teams met in San Antonio, when San Antonio FC beat the Real Monarchs 3-2. And he traditionally would play on the left-hand side and look to cut in on his preferred right. On that occasion, he found a more central position and looked dangerous nonetheless.
Ball swung inside the box, dangerous ball. Flag up from the official on the near side. San Antonio FC threatening, and so far looking dangerous inside the 18, but both of the real dangerous balls have come off set piece opportunities.
Correct. That's something the Monarchs have struggled with their entire season. They've given away some pretty sloppy challenges and fouls in their attacking third, and they found they're going tough, trying to defend set pieces from either side. Either flank has caused concerns over the years. I shouldn't say over the years, over the season is what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
I think the big question mark for the Monarchs, and we did touch on this slightly earlier in the fixture, but where are they going to score from? Early going, I think Flores at left back has looked pretty good. He's been combining with Malik Johnson, who's wearing the captain's armband, as mentioned earlier. Looked to be a handball for Bonsai, not called. But you know, Mata's been so quiet. The service he requires is pretty big, and if he doesn't get service, his impact is often mitigated. He holds the football up well. Can Quintero get involved? He hasn't done so yet. Powder's a young fella on the opposite flank who really has had no impact thus far, and Halsey's, you know, the most recent draft pick for Real Salt Lake, who's still kind of figuring out his professional role as right back. So there's still a lot of question marks surrounding this Monarch team as they try and build any sort of attacking opportunity. And I have to feel like tonight's going to be another test for this young, inexperienced group under Hamas and Olave. But they do have talent, and we've seen that in flashes. But boy, it's only been flashes.
And that's one of the things that this side is going to have to figure out. How can they get that firework in a pan? A quick, instant reaction, something to pop real quick. And they've been able to do that in bursts throughout the season. It feels like 4, 15, 20-minute stretches, but it hasn't been the true consistency. And oftentimes, they've had to play from behind in those scenarios. So it's been something trying to chase a game, and I think that always is a challenge. The second thing I was going to say is they need somebody else to play off of Mata. The problem is a lot of times he's high, solo, playing the ball and maintaining the ball himself, and trying to play off him is a challenge. There's no one around. So he doesn't have the opportunity to distribute once that happens or make the Monarchs dangerous, and that's something we'll have to keep an eye on tonight and see if they can change. Ball played forward, and it's going to go all the way back. Flores dangerously lets that one come across his body. Johnson looks like he's laboring a little bit, going forward. Ford down on the ground to knock it out of play. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Powder. Bonsai, outside the area. Bonsai. Benitez tried to have a go. The Monarchs trying to make something happen. Awkward angle there for the referee, but calls the foul. Don't know that I saw much from the AR, but looked to be a pretty clear-cut foul. We are still level here 14 minutes into the match.
better for the Monarchs. Seem to be trying, unlike San Antonio, who are whipping balls into the box. Monarchs looking to keep it on the deck, try and cut inside and see if they can find some of their more creative players with passes along the turf, which is certainly not a bad way to go about things. I think that the players they have on the field tonight certainly would prefer to keep the ball on the deck. Outside of Mata in the air, you look at kind of that attacking five, and there really isn't a ton of height. So
well, there's definitely height on San Antonio FC along their back line.
Yeah, Schuberg stands at about 7 feet, it looks.
And Ford as well. So Monarchs gonna lack the height advantage. Salcedo's probably the tallest Monarch back there. Sene, I believe, 6'4". Nothing called there. Nathan goes towards the touchline. Nathan inside the area. Nathan, Orozco, and back over as Lindley puts it up and out of the stadium. Might have caught a foot from Orozco going through. He's down at the pitch, holding his left foot.
It's pretty poor from Salcedo, that challenge. There wasn't much in it. He went to head the football, but lost his balance. And
if you're an attacking player, you have an opportunity to go down pretty easily. A defender, you have to stay on your feet unless you're going to corral the ball with your hands.
Yeah, I just feel like somebody, you know, Salcedo, when you look at him too, he's certainly the biggest centre-back the Monarchs have out there at the minute when you compare him to Haziel Orozco, and potentially the biggest player on the field for the Monarchs. You've got to be able to utilize that weight a bit better. I understand he's quite thin. You have to kind of fill out his frame, but even then, you know, at the height he has, you need to be able to throw your weight around a bit better, and that is a foul if I've ever seen it from Flores, who is an aggressive fullback that can get up the pitch and provide something in the attacking third. Still has a lot of development to do as a defender.
Flores is going to be lucky to not see yellow there.
Yeah, that was a tackle from Flores.
He's got to know his scenario a little bit better. Tried to shield the ball out, but more speed there from San Antonio FC, as we're going to see a replay look at that.
It must be so frustrating for Hamilton Alive to watch that. Salcedo a few minutes earlier,
yep.
You saw that, and then most recently, Flores had a difficult time also shielding the football, and that's pretty basic football. And at this level, you should be able to do so. The Monarchs have had a hard time.
Ball inside the area, pushed out and off the head as the Monarchs will concede their first corner kick of the evening. An interesting note, last time these two sides met up, 12 corner kicks in the first half for San Antonio FC compared to the Monarchs 0. Jeff with the big hands, punches it out. Monarchs still not out of danger. And they clear ball inside the box. Rising high was Ford coming through the area, and Ford provided a formidable challenge to Jeff, and it slipped through. Monarchs able to clear. Not completely. Still numbers inside the box for San Antonio FC. Runners coming inside the area. Nice little turn there. Ball in, headed up. And the Monarchs will try to clear. Johnson picks up his head, seeing powder. Cardoni will come off his line. Good read there by the keeper here in the 18th minute.
I think what's really interesting is Ford, the centre-back for San Antonio, he stayed high in the attack for multiple minutes after their most recent corner and proved somewhat problematic in the air. There's no question San Antonio looking to put aerial crosses into the box.
PC shot takes a deflection, and the Monarchs going to try to go forward. Can they run? Maloney trying to chase back. San Antonio FC, PC chasing from behind, out wide to Mata. Mata inside the area, all alone towards Malik Johnson, but defended away.
Certainly concerning if you're a fan of the Real Monarchs or Jamerson Alave and the coaching staff. Poor turnover there from Benitez. There's just a lack of urgency. You know, it looks certainly like if the Monarchs are going to score and score first, they're going to do so on the counter-attack. But outside of Mata and Malik Johnson, there's very little effort from the other players streaking forward. And it left it to be a reasonably simple defensive effort from San Antonio there as Mata looked up on the left flank. He saw one Malik Johnson surrounded by 4 or 5 defenders for San Antonio. No recipe for success there. That should be a foul against.
Roscoe goes down. Is Nathan in on the foul? Two clubs battling over the Atlantic Division's final playoff spot takes center stage when USL on ESPN continues. Charlotte Independence travels north to Dillon Stadium to take on Hartford Athletics Thursday, September 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes. The Monarchs heading to Hartford before then on the 15th as they will play the makeup game, the game that was canceled in Hartford a few months ago due to some COVID protocols. 20th minute of play, still scoreless here at Zions Bank Stadium. San Antonio FC holding the majority of the possession so far tonight, but really not been as dangerous as they would hope, I'm sure.
No clear-cut opportunity for either team, 20-odd minutes into this one. And so when you consider the possession and the momentum of this game has predominantly been in favor of San Antonio, the Monarchs have done a nice job defensively, staying structured, maintaining their shape. Malik Johnson looks to already be getting somewhat tired. Defensively, he's not really offering a ton.
Looked like he favored and pulled up on one of his runs,
Yeah,
so wondering if there might be something there.
I would agree, and there's no question. There's a ton of weight on the shoulders of Malik Johnson tonight. Not only is he wearing the captain's armband, he's expected to communicate with his players, rev them up, get them going. But he's also the favoured winger for the Monarchs. Most of their attacking players come through Malik Johnson up the left-hand side. Powder on the opposite flank has offered very little.
Job there by Gallegos. Gallegos gets it wide. Abu. Ball forward, out wide. PC clipped into the box, headed away by Orozco. Halsey with the nutmeg, can't regain possession. It'll be a goal kick coming for the Monarchs. If you want to join the conversation with us tonight, excuse me, you can find us on Twitter. Man, got hit in the head by a golf ball and can't speak today.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, living, thankfully. But at Tom Can't Hack It or at Landon Southwick, or you can use the hashtag SLCVSA. As Mata goes down. We see that, Tom, is oftentimes when the sun goes down, the water not evaporating quickly on the pitch, we see guys go down like that, and oftentimes early in the match, 20, 25 minutes into the match, but it kind of settles in after that.
This time of year in particular, local Utahns certainly feel the weather starting to turn. It's not nearly as hot earlier in the season. The water evaporates rather quickly on this turf and becomes quite sticky. It's not the case early in September.
Halsey does a good job, and he'll be taken down, and be a free kick coming for the Monarchs. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XMFC 157, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, and if I have to add, Brian Dunseth. And then all USL All Access with Mike Watson, Devin Kerr every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. You can also hear live action from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XMFC 157 and the SXM app. Flores trying to get it wide. I think frustrated 4-0 foul call was Malik Johnson. Epps, a little end-to-end action here. Epps cuts inside towards Flores. Epps, ball clipped in, still on top of the area. Halsey, showing a little body there, pushing Nathan off the ball. A little frustration there from Nathan. I think he's going to get that warning.
Well, he's been chirping, and he and our head referee have had a handful of conversations. The Real Monarchs assistants are now speaking to the fourth official, Nathan Downs. So there is certainly frustration coming from both Nathan and the Monarch coaching staff.
Flores into Bonsai. Bonsai, bad giveaway.
Turnover.
Gallegos running at Salcedo. Ball inside. And Nathan scuffs it wide. There was opportunities as Lindley was on top of the 18, hoping to get the ball back.
That's a really disappointing turnover from Bonsai. He's better than that. Quickly, San Antonio found themselves in a 3v2 opportunity and should have done better. Another really poor giveaway from Flores.
Opportunity towards goal, and it's just wide of nets. The San Antonio FC now putting their foot on the gas a little bit, trying to find the game's opening goal here in the 25th. All starts with a bad giveaway by the Monarchs.
And that's two really, really poor giveaways. That's the first opportunity from Nathan, but really two poor opportunities within the space of a minute from the Real Monarchs, deep in their own half, and very, very fortunate not to have conceded the opening goal of the game because of it. Flores needs to be better. Bonsai, he's one of the leaders of this group, certainly needs to be better, and he'll provide something, some stability for this Monarch team that just looks certainly out of whack. Another really strange pass from Mata.
Every time the Monarchs get the ball, it seems like 3 or 4 are defending them. Time the Monarchs win a free kick. And this is the time, if you're Bonsai, do not take a quick free kick. Get it set up and take advantage of the opportunity, which is, looks like
He's not listening.
I was wrong. I think you'd want to take care or take a chance of guys sitting inside the box. And that's something, Tom, that I think oftentimes comes from experience and repetition. And you get some of these young players, and sometimes the thought is, we got to go quick. We got to go quick.
Yeah, the Monarchs are, they just look a bit empty, I guess is the best way I can frame it. There's no cohesion between the players. There's no fluidity in how they're moving the football. There doesn't seem to be a set plan in place, so to speak, and they're kind of just winging it at the minute, which is very concerning for Hamas and Alave and the home faithful that have showed up this evening.
I will say the longer this goes scoreless, though, the more dangerous it is for San Antonio FC as they try to collect all 3 points.
Certainly.
Definitely something we saw in San Antonio on the first. No foul called there. Johnson felt like he was fouled. But San Antonio FC, one of the challenges with them is we saw that game went to 1-0 for San Antonio FC. Then the Monarchs scored. And I know the commentators for San Antonio FC were having a conversation right at the moment. They've got to get another one and weren't able to, and the Monarchs were able to level it up on the foot of Bonsai. Like I said, the longer this game goes scoreless, the more dangerous it is for the Monarchs.
Without question, Monarchs, for what it's worth, in last place in their division. San Antonio in 4th. 8 wins for San Antonio, 7 draws, 6 losses, just 4 wins, 4 draws, and 13 losses for the Monarchs. So for all USL followers out there, I think most would have to expect San Antonio to be the favorite in this fixture. It's certainly looking like that as we approach the half-an-hour mark. San Antonio are the better team this evening, although football is a funny game. Crazier things have happened.
Monarchs are struggling to really piece more than 3 passes together. So tonight might be one of those nights where you have to live a little bit on the counterattack. Try not to concede, live on the counterattack. Foul called and a free kick coming. Enter to win the Real Monarchs Text to Win contest. Enter each match. We'll give you a chance and a keyword to text to win a pair of tickets to every single home match for the following month. Winners are randomly selected at the end of each month, so the more games you watch, the more chances to win. Tonight's keyword is VAMOS, V-A-M-O-S. Text VAMOS to soccer 762237. Message and data rates may apply. For a complete set of rules, visit realmonarchs.com/contest-rules. Lindley, one-man wall. He'll play it forward, short into Epps. And Epps not able to capitalize on it. Flores read that one nicely. '30th minute. Throw will go all the way back to Ford. If you're SAFC at some point, Alan Marcina has to be thinking, can you maybe push and keep your outside backs forward a little bit longer? Johnson going forward. Johnson pulled by Lindley. He'll go forward. And I'm wondering why at that point you don't just let the advantage continue to play. He let go. Johnson continued to go forward, but a yellow card shown to Lindley here in the 31st minute.
Yeah, Malik Johnson's played admirably. He's been really, really good. He's certainly been the best player on the pitch for the Monarchs. And any attacking opportunity is coming up that left-hand side. Nice touch from Quintero. Seems to be a training park drill. It did not work.
Bonsai knew he was called for the foul.
Very fortunate there not to see yellow.
Definitely swept the leg on that one.
Did he ever?
Little Cobra Kai.
That is a professional foul if I've ever heard. Never seen one.
Well, it's funny, no yellow card shown, so not quite a professional foul in the referee's books.
No, but geez, it looked deserving. Unfortunate slip there from Orozco. He's able to regather himself.
He's getting bumped from every direction. It'll go out for a throw-in for San Antonio FC. .32 minute of play. Again, we'd like to thank all those of you tuning in, whether you're tuning in here at the stadium or throughout the states, here in Harriman or throughout the state of Texas. Anywhere else you may find yourself across the country. Ball inside the box. Bonsai clips it up, trying to get it forward to Johnson. Nice touch there from Maloney. Monarch center backs are getting pretty far out, if you have noticed that, Tom. Salcedo and Orozco a couple times have been pretty wide. You hope that doesn't come to bite them. It's Halsey with a nice little move.
I will say Halsey's played a pretty impressive game as well. Him and Malik Johnson have been two standouts. The problem Halsey's facing is Powder's been inexistent. He's barely had a touch.
Seth Powder, the brother of Noah Powder, is now with Real Salt Lake after spending a couple seasons with this Monarch side, helping them to the 2019 championship, including with a goal in the championship match. Lindley. Good frustration there. I'm curious if we'll see yellow. Shown to Bonsai.
Well, both players screamed in agony.
One of those shin-to-shin contacts.
Yeah. I think I can see a yellow card in the hand of... Nope, I'm wrong. I'm wondering why no medical trainer has appeared for the Real Monarchs.
Oh, looks like we're getting it right here.
There you go. It's the left leg. I think it's the ankle or the shin. Lower part of the leg for Bonsai, and he is in considerable amount of pain. Will require some treatment.
Joel Lass is going to give some instruction to Seth Powder. I wonder if they're making some tactical adjustments. And Tom, one of the thoughts is there has not been a lot of action, like we mentioned, with Powder. Wondering if they're going to pull him in or push him a little higher.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because he's really, really struggled to find his own in this game. Halsey's been really good at right back, made a few nice runs up that right-hand flank, but has just not been able to find or partner with Powder. Made life very difficult. On the flip side of things, when you look at the left flank, Flores has made a few runs himself. He's always got Malik Johnson as an option, which is part of the reason the left side has been far more dangerous for the Monarchs. If Powder can do something and adjust accordingly, then you need some balance on both flank. Otherwise, you become far too one-dimensional, and San Antonio need to, would simply just throw most of their numbers to the more dangerous side, and the Monarchs would be in a spot of bother. So Powder needs to certainly figure it out and get himself involved.
Ball inside the box, headed by Ford, still inside the area, and a heavy touch. As Powder looks like he made a adjustment. Powder still now on this left side trying to get it forward, as the Monarchs are going to try to go quickly. In towards Mata. Mata to Johnson. Wide to Johnson. Flag comes up as Johnson tried to get the ball off the pitch and then found himself in an offside position. He shows some frustration with the center referee. Marcina having words with the fourth official, saying the same thing. Why was play allowed to go when there was a ball still on the pitch?
Well, the adjustment's been made. Seth Powder's going to come over to this left-hand flank, and Malik Johnson's moving to the right-hand side.
Ball wide. Epps inside the box, going towards Epps. Epps rises high and over his head. It's going to be kept in by Maloney. Inside the corner, he'll play it back inside the box all the way across, and Halsey clears right to Lindley. Lindley picks up his head. We'll clip it wide. Monarchs adjusting inside the box. PC plays it off Halsey, and it'll take a small deflection. So Johnson and Powder have now made that adjustment, like you mentioned, Tom. We'll see what changes that makes to San Antonio FC. Thomas and Olave with a lot of frustration as the Monarchs unable to clear out of their own defensive third.
Well, they're just some really poor turnovers. They're basically just gifting the ball back to San Antonio in really dangerous parts of the field. And I understand the frustration. Bonsai, who's a leader on this team, he's one of the more formidable players. He's a defensive master in the midfield. But normally he offers a little bit when it comes to just maneuvering and navigating out of pressure. And tonight he's been quite dismal, which is unlike him.
Sometimes you just got to get a little more caffeine in the body. Make a Maverick stop before the game.
Is that what you do?
I don't know. No, too much caffeine for me does a body no good. I'm all about the milkshakes, the for real milkshakes from Maverick.
Oh yeah?
If you can get those in. That's how you bring everybody to the pitch, right?
Yeah.
Bring the people to the yard.
Yeah.
But on the Lederhosen, the Monarchs celebrate Oktoberfest when they battled the New York Red Bulls 2 on September 26th. Take advantage of our family 4-pack, 4 tickets and 4 bratwursts for just $36. Call 844-REAL-TIX. It's sausage time. That's 4 tickets and 4 brats for just $36. Call 844-REAL-TIX to get your tickets today. 38th minute of play. Free kick coming for the Monarchs. In this 38th minute, something to keep an eye on. Like I mentioned earlier, as the game gets later in this first half, the Monarchs have to feel like they're more in it. And that's weird to say in a home game, Tom, especially with a side that has such a phenomenal record, 52, 28, and 21 at home. But in the last 2 seasons, really has not been the fortress that it has always been as Flores takes down Epps.
Flores has been watching rugby or something. I mean, that's the second tackle he's made tonight, and I don't think he's not on a yellow card yet, is he? He's incredibly fortunate not to be given a warning at this point. He has to be careful.
A little bit of a heavy touch from him, and one of the challenges is speed of play. I know he got games in 2020, definitely put on some size from his games in 2020, But the challenge for him, as Nathan goes down, looking for the foul called.
Yeah, there was very little contact. I think the referee made the correct decision there. Play must move on. The Monarchs, look, here's the bottom line, and this is what we've seen 40-odd minutes into this one. From a structural standpoint, they've been pretty good. Like, they've held their shape. And San Antonio haven't had too many, if any, clear-cut opportunities to go ahead and score, outside of those two in the space of a minute, I guess. But the Real Monarchs can't pass the football. They can't pass. And we talked about San Antonio and their struggles with their accuracy passing. Tonight it's been the Monarchs. They have had a dismal showing. Just making the most simplest of passes has looked to be really, really difficult. And that is certainly going to be addressed at halftime. I've been keeping an eye on the Monarchs bench. And there is growing frustration from Hamilton Olave. It's almost as if he can't believe what he's seeing from the Real Monarchs, because his guys have not showed up. Another turnover in such a dangerous part of the field. It blows my mind that this game's still scoreless, Landon.
Epps, just outside the area, Epps. Ball all the way back to the keeper. And it's not like Jeff's had to do much in goal tonight. And some nights, Tom, that's the case. You have a keeper that's standing on their head. I haven't seen that here through 41 minutes. Monarchs done a good job. The back line really in keeping things in check. The lack of coordination really comes in front of that. The midfield and the forwards, or single forward, connecting up and trying to break pressure.
Yeah, without question. And this is a dangerous San Antonio team. And the last time these two teams played 10-odd days ago now, week and a half, Galagos, number 17 in the heart of the midfield, he was everywhere, and he hasn't had too much of an impact. Nathan is potentially their best player, and he's been lively, but he hasn't been able to generate really anything so far. Epps is also a solid number 9. Here's a good opportunity.
Ball inside the area. Orozco goes down to the ground, preventing the ball on frame.
The class.
Corner kick number 2 coming for SAFC.
Apologies, Landon. The class of Orozco just rose there. He is special. I mean, watch this effort from number 99 just to throw his body in front of the strike and deny any shot on frame. He is a special, special player. Poor corner kick. Easily cleared there by Bonsai, I believe.
Forward Mata. He's going to find himself. Mata tried to wait for the challenge. PC does a good job to collect. Ball in the corner. The 2022 Monarchs season tickets are now on sale. If you purchase yours during the month of September, we'll give you tickets to all October Monarchs matches of 2021. That's 4 free games. Now I know now I know what to get my wife for our anniversary. Yeah, I don't know if I can do that, but no, call 844-REAL-TIX. Yeah, she might have my head. She's listening tonight. I apologize, Sarah.
She might have more than your head.
Johnson opening up. Throwing some gas on the fire, trying to go forward. Monarchs trying to put numbers inside the box towards Bonsai, and not quite to him.
Better urgency.
Johnson's still there. A couple numbers inside the box still for the Monarchs. Ball back post, looking to Powder. Powder heading it towards goal and up and over.
That was better urgency from the Monarchs. They've had a few counter-attacking opportunities in this first half, and they've had 1 or 2 players at best so far streaking up the pitch. On that occasion, there were a few more. Seth Powder, the younger brother of Noah Powder, who's now playing on the left-hand side. He put in much better effort to try and find some space and stretch the defense of San Antonio. Mata's been working his tail off. Malik Johnson's been involved a ton in just about every attacking opportunity. And Quintero and Bonsai were also putting in a good amount of effort to try and create something on that occasion. So that is promising.
Monarchs trying to steal one late here in the first half. Powder running towards the corner. He'll collect. And in sliding is Maloney. have to give a shout out to SAFC Pro Academy, enjoying their family meal and supporting San Antonio FC from Denver.
Very cool.
Hashtag hungry and humble.
Very cool.
Picture of them. Wish them the best of luck in Denver, and kind of fun to see the youth of both sides. Some of it tonight for the Monarchs is on display. Halsey inside the area. Halsey shot up and over the bar, pushed away by Cardoni, and Halsey 1 minute and a firework flash in the pan, and the Monarchs almost steal one late here in the first half.
Brett Halsey's been really, really good, and what a move that was to dummy the defender, thinking he was going to take a touch, to only let it glide onto his preferred right foot, and the strike could have been better, certainly. It was going into the top of the net, but he could have probably made Cantone work a little bit more than he did. Still, nonetheless, the best opportunity of the match, without question, for the Real Monarchs, and Quintero playing a beautiful ball into Halsey. Link-up play, that's more promising.
Shocked to see no yellow card on almost the chokehold up top, as 2 minutes of stoppage time will be announced here. As tonight's stoppage time is brought to you by America First Credit Union. Ball is still inside the area. Mata.
Mata nearly put a hole in the billboard there, jumbotron.
America First Credit Union has the financial products and services you need to take care of yourself, your family, and your business. 2 minutes coming. I don't think my wife wants tickets for our anniversary.
She's listening.
Definitely got a text on that one.
Okay. Well,
Wife check, Tom.
I wish you luck, my friend.
Halsey playing with confidence, and you got to love Brett Halsey. And one of my wonders, Tom, he was an attacking player in college. Bonsai getting forward and sneaks through.
No, look, I think that move that the Monarchs made by putting Malik Johnson over to the right flank and Seth Powder over to the left has certainly paid dividends here, with Halsey now being able to link up with Malik Johnson. That right flank looks far more formidable. And I think Seth Powder's also played himself into the game as well, up the left-hand side, just simply through his effort. I think his effort has increased as this first half has gone on. So look at the momentum in favor of the Monarchs as we enter halftime. I think San Antonio will be kicking themselves that they haven't been able to make the most of their opportunities throughout the first half, because they were certainly the better team, I should say, for the vast majority of the opening 45 minutes. But it'll be a fun second half upcoming if this scoreline stands at 0-0 as we enter the main interval.
That's the halftime whistle. 45 minutes of soccer played here at Zions Bank Stadium. 0-0, Tom. And like you mentioned, this should make an interesting second 45. Does not feel like a game that'll end in a 0-0 draw. But we'll take our first break and be back with first half thoughts and highlights after this.
You are the sunrise waking my day.
I miss you guys.
You are the moonlight shining my way. This is where I call home.
It's never been more true. We take care of Utah like Utahns take care of each other. University of Utah Health.
When you're a member of America First Credit Union, the only dream that matters to us is the one that matters to you. So whatever you need to reach your goals, we'll be right there beside you to help you grow your business and bring your vision to life. Because the only dream that matters to us is yours, truly.
playground. Toyota, let's go places.
The best line of defense against the virus is getting the vaccine.
Take your shot.
Tomar la vacuna.
Let's get back in the game.
Volvamos al juego.
Get vaccinated.
Vacúnate.
For yourself.
For your teammates.
Por tu compañero de equipo.
For your family.
And for the community. For information on getting vaccinated, visit coronavirus.utah.gov.
I think that only when we personally connect with a place do we truly gain the power to protect it.
There's a story behind the sceneries. There's a story behind the place, and there's a story coming from the original people that live here.
These places are special. There's something different about them. We have to keep them that way.
Let it take hold of you. Let it have some say on how you operate in the world.
Atlas Disposal is dedicated to preserving the spaces we share.
We also understand the importance of sustaining our resources.
We're proud to bring our operations to Utah with technologies like zero-emission vehicles and a new recycling system coming to Rio Tinto Stadium starting in 2020.
Together, we can keep Utah beautiful and sustainable for generations to come.
Chang on his left foot. Yes! 2-0! Michael Chang! Here's the ball for Rubio. Rabin! 3-0!
First-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Shot, and it's in! Knocked away. Looking for Para. Could fall for an opportunity here. The shot comes in! Oh, it's brilliant!
I did get an interesting text from someone in the Phoenix organization talking about how big and physical that game was, and maybe they didn't necessarily know it was going to be just like that. I think they got a good taste. By the way, in case you're wondering, Forrest Lasso is competing for the Summer Olympics in gymnastics. Just wanted you to know. What you
so
got
is
next?
Lee Cohen. He was part of that routine.
Bring it to me.
Forrest Lasso, the defender of the year, leaping over the ad boards and pirouetting his way toward the dugout.
Tonight's halftime show is presented by America First Credit Union. America First is proud to be the official credit union of the Real Monarchs. Whatever you need for whatever matters most, America First is here to help. By MarketStar, explore something more at MarketStar. Visit marketstar.com for careers. And by Les Olson and Sharp, dominate the pitch with an agile workflow. Equip your Sharp office with brilliant professional monitors, cutting-edge collaboration boards, and state-of-the-art multi-function copiers with Alexa-enabled voice commands. Sharp and the Les Olson Company, official office technology partners of the Real Monarchs. As we're back here live at the half, we've got a special guest, Tom. Someone who is still a teenager, but signed a professional contract with the Monarchs, Gavin Beavers.
How you guys doing tonight?
Thanks for joining us. Is this your first professional TV interview?
It is.
Wow, making first here in the booth. We'll have to take a selfie to commemorate. Gavin, What does it mean for you to have a chance to sign with this squad? Obviously, you haven't been playing soccer your whole life, a basketball guy, but have the history from your dad being a college soccer player. What does it mean to be able to sign a professional contract for you?
It means everything. I mean, it's everything that I've been working for, and I'm just super excited for the opportunities. Sorry. But, yeah, I'm just super excited for the opportunity and can't wait to see what the future holds here. So, yeah.
What attracted you to Real Salt Lake as an organization? What is here that really makes you have a desire to continue to grow here?
Definitely the facilities and then just the people here. Everybody's, super great people and easy to communicate with, and, we just all have a ton of fun. So that's what it's all about.
Get his mic on first.
This interview's gone pear-shaped. How has the development been? So Landon mentioned you played basketball growing up. You haven't been playing the goalkeeper position for all that long. Would you say you've grasped it reasonably well? But I have to imagine there are still quite a few years, maybe.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, at the beginning, when I first came here to the academy, it was a bit tough, Mirza, the goalkeeper coach now, was always getting on me and stuff. But, it's all paying off, and, I can feel myself progressing each time in each session. So it's been great.
What do you think of the squad that's out there? Obviously, a lot of young players and a lot of guys that are pretty much your age.
Yeah.
What does it mean for all you guys together to be able to grow as one? Obviously, it hasn't been the smoothest season.
Yeah.
But what has come about from what you guys have done so far?
No, yeah, it's been great to just see everybody progress together. I mean, a lot of these guys I've been with since my first year, and this is my, I guess, third year, you could say, being here. So just, getting to know everybody, and we're all brothers now, you know what I mean? So it's been great.
So, in talking about the academy and the guys, is the speed of play that much different for you guys when you come out on the pitch? As a keeper, obviously, you're not touching the ball every second, but in a different way. Is there something that's completely different from the academy level for you?
I'd say it's pretty similar, but in the aspect of just communication and just making sure I do things, that half second quicker that just, really helps you and just makes you feel more comfortable.
This may be a difficult question to answer, Gavin, so I apologize in advance. But the academy, the Real Salt Lake Academy, has developed so many young goalkeepers. I mean, there's yourself, Jeff Dusnup, and David Ochoa, and Delgado.
Kelly.
There are just so many. How and why, and what is it about the RSL Academy that you guys just thrive in?
I think it's Mirza especially. Mirza's been the guy to really help us, and we've all been able to progress. And Nick Ramondos came in and helped us out, so it's been fantastic, and we all want to get better with each other, you know what I mean? We're not just gonna stab each other in the back type thing. So everybody wants to get better and keep progressing, and get to the same spot eventually.
There's something in the water, is what he meant to say, Tom. So let's give you one final opportunity. Anybody you have to give a shout out to? Any girlfriends?
No, I don't got
family?
no girlfriends. Yeah, I mean,
I'll let
shout
you give
out to my
yourself a
mom, my dad, and my sister, and then my family back home, and that's about it. So
Gavin Beavers, future, hopefully RSL keeper, current Monarchs player. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking the time to be up here in the booth with us. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with first half stats and analysis after this.
Rule the playground. Toyota, let's go places.
You are the sunrise waking my day.
I miss you guys.
You are the moonlight shining my way. This is where I call home.
It's never been more true. We take care of Utah like Utahns take care of each other. University of Utah Health.
Atlas Disposal is dedicated to preserving the spaces we share.
We also understand the importance of sustaining our resources.
We're proud to bring our operations to Utah with technologies like zero-emission vehicles and a new recycling system coming to Rio Tinto Stadium starting in 2020.
Together, we can keep Utah beautiful and sustainable for generations to come.
As we're back here live at Zions Bank Stadium, sun has officially set here in the state of Utah, and a beautiful look at the Ochre Mountains to the west of the stadium. Let's check out the player and team of the week for week 20. So we see a handful of names that are familiar, including Corey Herzog. Recently joined San Diego Loyal this last offseason. Currently sits tied for the club's, or second in the club with 5 goals, and he scored a pair of goals against Los Dos on Sunday to have himself a nice opportunity. Also kind of interesting notes, as you see Josh Suggs and a few other local Mountain Division players. But this is an interesting graphic, Tom. USL impact on World Cup qualifying. You're seeing guys like Miles Robinson, Brendan Aronson, Tyler Adams. Matt Turner.
Wow.
The whole core. 14 of the USL Championship League 1 and League 2 alumni played in qualifying, combined 240 appearances for them in the USL champion, or in the USL across it, and combined 260 caps for the USMNT. So kind of a cool thing to keep an eye on, and you're seeing those guys rise to the ranks and rise to the opportunity around and really provide an opportunity for the US, which is cool to see. Let's check out news and notes around the USL Championship. It's our friend Mark Briggs with a 3-1 victory and within 4 points of playoff position for them in the Pacific Division in a very tough division. Herzog reached a landmark and notched a pair of goals and tied for second in the USL Championship scoring list all time, which is pretty cool for him. And Maddox makes early mark, scoring a pair of goals in the first half for his first start. Let's check out some scores around the USL Championship as both teams out on the pitch almost ready to go. 2-0, Independence over Hartford. 5-0 for Pittsburgh over Loudoun. 1-1 Tulsa and Birmingham. Indy 11, 1-0 winners over Sporting Kansas City. 6-0 Tampa Bay Rowdies. And then halftime in the other Mountain Division game, 0-0 between the Switchbacks and RGV as we're ready to get underway. Monarchs got their substitutes up, warming up. San Antonio FC yet to do so. Doesn't look like either team will make a substitution at the half.
Well, I must say, with how that first half ended, I am incredibly intrigued to see how the second half starts. I thought the Real Monarchs were the better team in that closing 5-10 minutes of the opening 45. Despite being under the pump for the majority of the first half. If they can just combine a handful of passes, string a few passages together, build up through link-up play. We saw what happened when Halsey found Quintero, who found Halsey back on the 1-2, and the best opportunity, arguably, of the entire match so far came in the dying embers of that opening 45 minutes. And dangerous free kick here for San Antonio.
Back post, headed away. Little corner kick will be conceded. This will be the first of the second half, third of the match for San Antonio FC. '47th minute. Corner kick coming. Ball swung inside the box, headed just wide of goal, and a golden opportunity there for San Antonio FC, pushed wide.
I think that was Nathan in the end, the striker for San Antonio. We'll get another look. Yes, it was. The best player on San Antonio had a clear opportunity to bury that into the bottom right-hand corner. He certainly beat Dusnup in goal. Haziel Orozco took an elbow to the face. He will be okay. But a very dangerous opportunity there for San Antonio. This is much like how the first half started, with a pair of free kicks or set pieces, if you will, early in the half.
Have to give a shout out, a birthday shout out to
here
a
we go.
couple people out there. Eli, it's his birthday today.
Okay,
and also
Eli.
Quincy.
Nice.
Happy birthday to both of you. We wish you the happiest of birthdays.
I'm assuming you know them?
People that are texting, tweeting.
Oh, I see.
One's in attendance tonight, listening to the game here at Zions Bank Stadium. Kind of a little bit different. Halsey does a good job. Nice little step over there. And Halsey's one of those guys that has definitely grown into this match.
I think Halsey's really developed quite rapidly throughout the course. Great ball there from Benitez to find Quintero. And now the break is on. Malik Johnson for the Monarchs at the left-hand side, dancing.
Johnson towards goal, just wide. Johnson's going to want that one back. Man, an opportunity for the Monarchs. And Tom, we've talked about it. It might just be that corner or that counter attack that'll provide the opportunity for the Monarchs tonight.
Yeah, but that's what I was talking about earlier. It's just a few passes. You need to make and be good enough and bold enough to try and bite off a half-decent pass like Benitez was able to do to find Quintero. He pierced it in between two San Antonio players. Next thing you knew, Quintero was in an absolute paddock of space. And it was 4v4 with the Monarchs striving in towards goal. That is the sort of play that the Monarchs need to continue and have the ability to just make a few passes. If they can just string a few passes together, and it sounds crazy because we're talking about professional players here, but in that first half, they were atrocious when it came to passing the football. They turned the ball over in areas of the pitch that nobody should turn the ball over, and the fact that this game's still 0-0 bewilders me. But it's passes like that we started to see at the end of the first half. They've gotten off to a good start here in the second half, and all of a sudden there's a bit of life in this Monarch team when for 35, 40 minutes there, it just didn't look like anything was possible. I think Halsey, for what it's worth, he's been really influential in how Monarchs have gone about their business as of late.
Halsey trying to get it wide to Powder, and give Hamas and Olave some credit trying to figure out what adjustments could be made inside the game. Because sometimes, Tom, we make adjustments, or coaches make adjustments, and they have to make a substitution to really make an effective adjustment. Tonight it was simply changing a player inside the roster, changing two players inside the 11 and switching them sideways.
I think when you look at the start of the second half, midway through that, you were talking about the adjustment. Powder's gone to the right-hand flank, which is where he started the game. Johnson's back over to the left. Yeah, but it's nice to know that if things don't go well, Powder can play on that left and Malik can come over to the right. And I think Halsey again.
Still inside the area, bicycle kick coming! Mata with an opportunity, and he pushes it wide. Golden opportunities for the Monarchs, just unable to capitalize, Tom, and they have to do better. And that's not on a counterattack.
No. It's a lot better from what we've seen. The last 10 minutes now for the Monarchs has been really quite impressive, and I think it's both wingers, whether it be Johnson or Powder. Halsey's had a massive impact at fullback position. They've had a lot of success down the flanks. And when needed, you'll start to see, as we did a few minutes ago, the center of the park start to open up when Benitez found Quintero. The first real good attacking opportunity for the Monarchs in that second half started to flow. So it's starting to flow now. Passes are starting to link up, and the Monarchs are starting to find their mojo.
Can the Monarchs figure out a way to put themselves on the score sheet first tonight? Halsey, 52nd minute here at Zions Bank Stadium. 2022 season tickets are on sale now. Get the best seats for the best price in the stadium, plus an annual gift members-only event, and including a 20% discount at the team store by visiting rsl.com today. All wide. Gallegos defended by Halsey. Halsey stands him up. Ball with it still in the corner. He tries to play it back to his teammate, a little back heel, and you like the fancy footwork and confidence from Halsey. Maybe not the best decision to be playing with it in the back.
No, you have to be careful back there, but I keep going back to the fixture they played 10 days ago. I think number 17 for San Antonio, Gallegos. He was really, really good. Scored the opening goal of the game. And he's had a rough night tonight. He hasn't been able to get onto the football and have his way nearly as often as he did.
Epps. Lindley takes a crack, still inside the area. Epps, and cleared by the Monarchs, not completely. Abu came chasing in. Gallegos on frame and pushed wide. And Jeff with the huge save.
Well, that's a wonderful build-up play. The ball was bouncing around like a pinball at the top of the box. And a wicked strike there. The first real save Jeff Doosnup's had to make tonight, and he came up big for the Monarchs. 2 palms to that. Reasonably easy in the end.
Ball inside, pushed away by Jeff. Not cleared completely. Gallegos puts it on frame, but up and over the bar. Goal kick coming for the Monarchs. Quickly taken, Salcedo. Ball forward to Mata. Mata opening things up. The Kiwi wide, finds Malik Johnson. Johnson looking to Bonsai. Bonsai's got a foot from this distance. Bonsai puts it towards goal, but takes a deflection on the way in.
I actually think it was the wrong decision from Bonsai in the end. Yellow card could be coming here, and it is to Benitez. I think Bonsai made the wrong decision. He had numbers down the right-hand side. Instead, he cut onto his left to try and take a shot from distance. Hamas and Lave unimpressed by that decision of Bonsai, who's had a rough night this evening. He's had patches where he's looked himself, but he's also shown.
He was our player to watch tonight, Tom.
Well,
scored last game against SAFC and has 2 goals against SAFC this season.
Well, he's such a formidable player for the Monarchs. He's relied upon heavily. He's kind of the anchor in that midfield. But tonight he's had a few issues. Are we going to give a shout out to the many guests we have in this booth, Landon? Come on.
Got a lot of guys in here, some Syracuse boys.
From up north, we got farmers. We got farmers in the house.
I don't know if we can call them farmers, Tom, but they're a bunch of Syracuse boys.
I'm from the heart of the city, so I consider anybody 10 miles outside of Salt Lake, I consider them farmers.
I'll give a shout out to them. Thanks for joining us, boys, up in the booth, having a chance to check out a game from a different perspective, and sometimes that's fun for groups of people to have a chance to see what we see. I don't know that we see well, but it's just a different angle. Ball sprayed wide. PC puts it inside the box. PC. Ball wide, still inside the area. Maloney inside, and Nathan can't redirect it towards frame, and unfortunately just not able to get his body all the way around. So here's the replay. And here's the boys in the booth. Did you see on camera? Everybody having a little fun. We'll get them out of here. We'll get these distractions out of here. But thanks for joining us, boys.
Lovely to see you all. It is an absolute madhouse in here. Just the way we like it. Safe travels back up north, gentlemen. While all that was going on, what a wonderful opportunity from Nathan. How he missed that.
Powder towards the touchline, and is going to win the corner kick for the Monarchs.
I do apologize, Landon. How Nathan missed that wide open header from inside the 6-yard box, I will never know. But a terrific opportunity for San Antonio. Probably their best of the game so far. And it did not turn out as Nathan had of hoped, certainly.
Corner kick coming. Monarchs are going to need to capitalize on an opportunity like this. Firecracker in a pan. No need for a wet noodle leg. Something strong and on frame. Towards Orozco, rises high, between a couple defenders. Looks like he took one up high.
That's the second time his chin's copped it, just in the second half alone. And that's what I was talking about earlier in the match. Haziel Orozco, how high the front office and this club, Real Salt Lake and the Real Monarchs, are of him. He's not the biggest centre back, but he plays so much larger. And that was a great example. He climbed the ladder and found the football in and amongst a large crowd, almost as large as what we just experienced here in the booth.
And he's one of those guys that plays with a lot of heart, and you'd expect him to continue playing with that heart. And we'll have to see what he can provide and what other opportunities he can provide for the team tonight. United Soccer League, all 31 championship clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through the United Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com. Still down, getting some attention. Wonder what adjustments will be made. Moberg's up, kind of the one moving still. The USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local talents and helping players transition to their USL senior teams. For more information, visit usl-academy.com. Getting some more conversational adjustments with the coaching staff.
Yeah, I certainly hope he's okay. It didn't look like much, did it? But they're bandaging him up, so he was cut open. Yeah, his face, that face of his has certainly copped a bit here early. What are we, about 15 odd minutes into this second half, and he's been down on, this is the second occasion. We'll get a replay of this to take another look, try and see what happened.
He was in between a couple. You can see him right there.
There was a head clash.
Yep.
And that would be Moberg. Yeah. It's never fun. So potential elbow as well to Haziel Orozco. We hope he's okay.
Looks like we're going to see James Moberg making an entrance into the match. Socio Orozco will leave the match. He's holding his head. Looks like he's got maybe a nice little goose egg.
Yeah.
Looks like maybe some blood, too.
Yeah, no, I think there was some blood. They seem to be wiping something off of his face. I would only have to assume that would be blood. He will likely now go through the concussion protocol on the bench. He's in no hurry to leave the field, so it'll be interesting. We'll do our best. And now Moberg is looking like he's going to make an appearance. So Haziel Orozco's evening could well be done, which would be a big, big blow for the Monarchs. But if you're going to replace Haziel Orozco, James Moberg is the player to do exactly that. A veteran in USL. He's a leader on this team. And as I'm talking about Moberg, he's putting his purple bib, substitution bib, back on. So we'll wait and see with what Haziel Orozco.
And sometimes, Tom, it's one of those decisions.
Yeah.
See if he's okay, because he's been playing well. See if you can put the wrap around the head.
Yeah, I think concussion protocol will also go into play here, and
you're definitely right on that one.
See if he's healthy enough to return.
Ball is going to be pushed out and into the San Antonio FC bench. Still scoreless here at Zions Bank Stadium. Matty Casey giving us a hard time in the booth. Had to add Brian Dunseth's name to the read. I mean, he's a legend and wasn't on the Sirius XM FC read, so I added him in there.
Oh, he wasn't in the read?
No, I just added him
what
every
a
time.
shame.
No, we
what
have
a
to add
travesty that
legend.
Is. He is Sirius XM.
He's got a lot going on, that man. Be on the broadcast for Real Salt Lake tomorrow night. They've got a big one against LAFC.
Yeah, that fixture will be very entertaining. David Ochoa is expected to make his returning goal after about a month and a half. And just an update while we're here. Looks like James Moberg is going to come onto the field, and I have to assume Haziel Orozco will be the player coming off for him. Speaking of tomorrow night, I had a chance to speak to Pablo Mastroeni. The move is being made, by the way. James Moberg is on. Haziel Orozco's evening is done. Bodie Davis, who has featured heavily for the Real Monarchs this season, is training with the first team and in contention to potentially start at right back. Aaron Herrera is the usual right back for Real Salt Lake. He is serving a one-match yellow card suspension after receiving, I think it's 6 yellow cards is the official rule. And he's contending with the likes of Donny Toya, Noah Powder, obviously, who's expected to play at left back. Oh dear, what a save!
My goodness
Jeff
gracious. We're going to have to take a replay look at that one. Monarchs, again, getting some help to dodge a bullet there.
My word. What a terrific save from Jeff Dusner.
See, man, he is playing out of his mind. He just stood big there.
Nathan has had more than 2 or 3 chances to score the opening goal of this fixture. Poor turnover, and all of a sudden the Monarchs... Oh, that is...
I don't know, pass back. And the Monarchs are calling for the indirect free kick, but our center referee saw it differently. It'll be interesting to see the replay look at that one and see.
That looked like a pass back to me. That's Quintero trying to play Flores in behind, and then that, well, I guess referee...
That one technically was a pass back.
It technically was, but there was a shove from Flores that may have caused the accidental contact. James Moberg has made an immediate impact and has seen yellow on his first challenge. Boy, that's rare you see that.
And I think that was a little bit of a frustration from the Monarchs and a frustrated response, as that was a pass back, as Gallegos still looks to be down. As he comes right through. He did get ball.
Yeah, it's unlucky from Moberg, and he was appealing immediately following. He was pointing to the football saying, referee, I got a piece of that. Referee having none of it.
Monarchs with 3 yellow cards. SAFC with 1 in Lindley. So Salcedo, Moberg, and Bonsai, and a 5th in Benitez. 6 yellow cards so far in the match. Mata gets his head on it, cleared out, and it'll be a corner kick coming. This match is ramped up here in the last few, Tom, and it's one of those where you feel like something's about to give.
Yeah, it's brewing, isn't it? I think San Antonio still has been the better team in this second half, but the Monarchs have picked up their pace and their progress ever since the conclusion of that opening 45. They've looked far more formidable.
Back post! Jeff with another save!
My word, Jeff Dusnap is some player.
Dusnap with the big save there.
He has single-handedly kept the Monarchs in this contest. Another great save off his line. Jeff Dusnap, take a bow.
He's already won 2 save of the weeks in the USL Championship, trying for that 3rd. Monarchs gonna go forward. Numbers, Powder wide, can he get it wide? And it gets out wide to Powder. Powder picks up his head, looking inside the box towards Johnson and out in front of him. And the Monarchs maybe squander a good opportunity there.
It was a 4v3 for the Monarchs at one point. San Antonio did a terrific job getting back. It was 4v4 by the time Powder threw one into the box. Malik Johnson just couldn't quite get onto the end of the Seth Powder cross. Promising. We have a Noah Powder sighting in the stands.
Gotta watch your bro, right?
Which is slightly concerning because I would have thought he would be in California for tomorrow, but we'll have to wait and see.
Ball forward, Halsey. Halsey back to Dusnap. And he mishits it, but maybe a little bit of a difficult ball, but Monarchs will take it as it was not a one-on-one with the keeper. See a replay look, kind of just hit that awkwardly.
Look, it certainly wasn't a great clearance, but he did what he needed to do at the end of the day. He
Just
just
as long as that doesn't end up in the back of your own net.
And it was a tricky back pass from Halsey to Doofnut. The ball's bouncing on the turf, and he was able to get a piece of it in the end.
Corner kick coming. Ball swung in. Looking near post and flashed across the frame. But misses wide. There'll be a goal kick coming.
Yeah, that's number 44, Schuberg for San Antonio. The big center back who stands at about 10 feet tall. Didn't have to jump for that. That's Peter Crouch-esque playing at center back for San Antonio.
He's got some size and frame. The 2022 Monarchs season tickets are on sale now. If you purchase your seats during the month of September, we'll give you tickets to all October Monarchs matches here in 2024 or 21. That's 4 free games. Call 844-REAL-TIX. I'm not buying tickets for my wife yet, but the kids and the neighbors next door definitely might be buying some. And you can hear that. You're coming to the Monarchs games this next season. Call 844-REAL-TIX. Ball forward, and looked like there was going to be a flag up as Nathan was trying to find himself in behind the back line.
Well, the Monarchs having serious problems when it comes to defending anything in the air. Corner kicks in this second half have proved very, very problematic for the Monarchs. And if it isn't for their goalkeeper, young Jeff Doosnip, this game could well be out of reach already. That will need to be adjusted accordingly. But outside of those corner kicks, I do believe the Monarchs are in this game. They've looked to stretch San Antonio defensively on the counter-attack as San Antonio attack again through Epps on the right-hand side. Wow, dangerous there. Doosnip, I think.
He was protecting that post there.
Yeah, it looked like for a second he got a piece of it, ricocheted into the woodwork, but turns out a goal kick.
I don't know that he didn't hit that.
Yeah, he might have touched it, but gotten away with one there.
And sometimes, Tom, it's just being right there and having that illusion. Mata's going to rise high. Challenge from behind is Abu with the foul. And the free kick coming for the Monarchs, quickly taken. Halsey, wide to Powder. Seth Powder uses those footwork, tries to get around one defender. He'll play it back. Halsey trying to make a run inside the box, cut off nicely by Taintor. On loan from Sacramento. As Nathan in towards frame. Nathan inside the box. Big save there by Doosnip. And Marcina calling for something. I'm not sure that there was anything there to call about.
Here's what happened is Salcedo threw his left arm into Nathan right before he took a shot. And if Nathan had have gone down, I'll tell you when, right there, if Nathan had have gone down there, that's a penalty. He didn't. He stayed on his feet. Doosnip made a pretty simple save in the end, but Salcedo has to be very, very careful.
And sometimes, Tom, you think it's easier to go down. And a lot of times when you go down, you don't get the call. He stayed up and was punished for not going down almost. As Weehan, Charlie Weehan's going to come on for Quintero.
Quintero's had a quiet evening. It took him a while to find the pace of this game, but as that first half concluded, he started to find his feet and played a pretty pivotal role in the end. Solid shift from Quintero.
Goes out the back. Looks like it took it a touch.
Yeah, this is certainly it's another corner kick for San Antonio, and they look like scoring on just about every corner kick at this point. So Doosnip and the back line of the Monarchs, they need to do a better job of organizing themselves. San Antonio is certainly the taller team, and they're proving troublesome at the minute from corner kicks.
Now's when you got to lock it down. Corner kick coming from the far side. Swung in. Rising high, still inside the area. Ford's going to win the second ball. Third ball settled by Epps. Epps turns, he goes wide, going towards Halsey. Powder with him, gets around Powder, ball towards the touchline, and it went out of play as the official on the far side raises his flag. A lot of action inside the state of Utah, and a lot of fans I know out there tuning into the BYU-Utah game, the big rivalry game here in the States for the other type of football. A game that Tom Hackett has played in many times.
I wouldn't say many. Oh, another really good opportunity for Nathan.
Twice? 3 times?
Four
times?
4 times.
And all 4 victories.
That is true, yes. I didn't have much of a role to play, no.
No fake punts?
Well, 1.
I'm just pulling out the secrets from some deep, dark place, Tom.
I was just occupying the bench for the most part. This is dangerous.
Maloney, inside the area. Maloney not getting it on frame, and he's going to be upset with himself to not at least put it across the 6 and make it dangerous.
It was the right idea from Maloney. He took a swipe, he undercut the football, and never really troubled Deucen up in the end. If he had gotten a better piece of that shot, there was certainly reason to think that that could have ended up in the back of the onion bag. Deucen, the Monarch back line, survives yet another scare from San Antonio. As Benitez comes off, Neidiger comes on, number 83, the young lad who's traditionally played out on the wing, but it looks like he'll be in a more central position as one of the 2 center midfielders. He'll be playing alongside Bonsai in the center of the park for the Monarchs for the following 20-odd minutes of this one. Ball turnover for Moberg.
Monarchs going to have to recover. Halsey's there. Halsey's going to let that one run nicely. Halsey was kind of confused. Player in the warm-ups gets the ball and pushes it wide.
I think San Antonio certainly feel like they're on top of this game, and as they should. They've dominated most of the attacking chances in the second half. Nothing to show of it, and again, just giving the ball back to San Antonio. That was Saucedo who tried to pick out Mata, who was all alone in the heart of the field. Saucedo's been beaten with speed, but recovered nicely. That was Epps streaking down the right-hand side. Saucedo's had a few issues tracking back down the flank. On that occasion, did enough to concede yet another corner kick. And this is where San Antonio look the most dangerous, as their tall timber walks their way into the box. With a half-decent delivery, they could well be onto something.
Dylan's going to come into this match here shortly. A proven goal scorer. Weehan's got no one in front of him. He's going to pick up his head, finds the ball wide. Neidiger will try to go forward. It's a good job to keep possession.
He did really well in the end there.
Halsey. Halsey looked like he got one from behind in the back of the net. I know a little bit of frustration there. The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/foreverproud. Mata!
Well, that's a lovely bit of play there. And it all started with the counter-attack. It was Weehan who found Neidiger, who did a great job controlling the football, found Halsey in the end. The ball got flicked over to the far flank through a deflection from Moberg, who played Malik Johnson into space, and Mata was brilliant at just creeping above the penalty spot. And with a better first touch, you have to imagine his shot would have been on frame to cause some issues.
Mata trying to win the corner kick. There'll be a goal kick coming. 77th minute here at Zions Bank Stadium. Still scoreless.
You have to think there's a goal somewhere out there, don't you? There have been a few attacking opportunities, a few goal-scoring chances created in this second half, predominantly from San Antonio, from set pieces. But to think this game ends 0 would be foolish. Neidiger Finds Bonsai and Halsey, who's been superb over the course of the evening, playing as that fullback on the right-hand side.
Neidiger making an impact coming into this game quickly. Neidiger picks it up from distance, just wide. And a lot of fans here thought that was going in, but just wide of frame. But you gotta like the enthusiasm the Academy player bringing into the match.
Now, the fresh legs from Neidiger have certainly proved influential in the handful of minutes he's been present. And the Monarchs are doing a better job at just controlling the football in the midfield. Poor turnover from Bonsai, we've said that before, and he gives away a foul.
Bonsai sitting on yellows, gotta be careful. Yellow card in the 35th minute for him.
Abu is down, slow to make his way back to his feet.
San Antonio FC still have some substitutes up warming up. See Bonsai, looks like he got mostly ball. As PC tries to whip it in, takes a deflection. Two balls on the pitch. Weehan trying for the turn. Weehan trying to get a little too fancy. Hold up play there from San Antonio FC. Neidiger go forward. He's surrounded by 4. Mata to Powder. Powder plays just like his brother. Got some of that quick twitch movements from him. Here comes Mountain Dewsnip. Doing a good job. The young man in goal tonight for the Monarchs. Monarchs have had a handful of different keepers. Jimmy Slayton, Gavin Beavers, Blake Kelly. You got all these guys coming into matches, and it's kind of fun to see the youth and experience and the quality that they bring. And I mean, I jokingly said at halftime, there's something in the water, but there definitely is.
Oh, it's remarkable what they've been able to do at the goalkeeper position at the Real Salt Lake Academy.
Epps picks up his head, takes a deflection, and under the crossbar. And that one goes in the back of the net, and Monarchs are unlucky to give one up here in the 80th minutes. And I don't think Jeff had any chance at that one as it took a deflection on the way in. Good look there from Epps, but helped out by the deflection.
Yeah, it took an almighty deflection, didn't it? And Dewsnip just got caught in his heels, did everything he could, but he found the bottom of the crossbar and into the back of the net did Epps.
And after I saw that a second time, I wasn't sure I saw the deflection as much. From live, it looked like it was there.
Yeah, that
You'd have
camera
to take another
angle.
look at it.
This is a better camera angle. I think Sasado, Bonsai, just knuckled its way in, and we thought a goal was coming, and there it was. Epps, who's been very good when he gets onto his preferred right-hand side, onto the top of the area. He had a few chances about 10 days ago in similar fashion. Here's a good build-up play from the Monarchs.
Salcedo plays it forward. No one there as he dumps it forward in towards Maloney. Enter to win the Real Monarchs Text to Win contest. Each match will give you a keyword to text for a chance to win a pair of tickets to every single home match for the following month. Winners are randomly selected at the end of each month, so the more games you watch, the more chances to win. Tonight's keyword is Vamos. Text Vamos to soccer. That's 762237. Message and data rates may apply. For a full, complete set of rules, visit realmonarchs.com/contest-rules. One other note that we have to mention tonight's all refs in the USL Championship, NWSL, and MLS. Oh, great work right there from James Moberg, center back. Into Weehan. Weehan takes a shot, takes a deflection. Oh, maybe didn't take a deflection. He hit more grass. It looked like chipping wedge right there. But have to make mention of this. All USL refs this for the next short time are going to be wearing a black armband around their jersey to honor Merritt Guthrie, who just recently passed away at the age of 67. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family. Lemma's going to come on into the match for Nathan.
Nathan knew he'll have a hard time sleeping this evening. He's had 3 or 4 opportunities to score. If it weren't for the terrific palms of Jeff Dusnap, he could well have a brace next to his name. Be fascinating to see how the closing 10 minutes of this contest play out. San Antonio finding the opening goal of the fixture in the 80th minute. How will the Monarchs respond? You have to imagine they'll throw numbers forward. The fresh legs of Weehan, Neidiger have played influential. They've been very, very solid. Some medical treatment required for Ford, I believe.
And Ford kind of awkwardly went down there.
Looks like a shoulder injury.
83rd.
Medical trainer in no real hurry to get over to Ford. Oh, it's not Ford. I apologize.
Oh, Ford popping up inside the box. Looks to be, who's down there with Maloney?
Maloney, that's right.
But on the Lederhosen, the Monarchs celebrate Oktoberfest when they battled the New York Red Bulls 2 on September 26th. Take advantage of our family 4-pack. 4 tickets and 4 bratwursts for just $36. Call 844-ROUTE6. You know, it's sausage time. That's 4 tickets and 4 brats for just $36. Call 844-ROUTE6. He's still down on the pitch here in the 84th, getting helped up.
Monarchs preparing 2 changes to try and force a move late here and find an equalizer.
Cordoni, 85th minutes. Monarchs are going to have to find some magic late here in the match. Monarchs look to be making 2 final substitutions. It's Haroon and Ezekiel Cornell. Haroon Kante and Ezekiel Cornell will come into this match. Good job there by Mata. Mata tries to get around. Bonsai collects it. Bonsai, heavy touch, still inside the box. Salcedo comes forward. Over to Neidiger. Neidiger trying to get it wide. Powder was in an offside position, came onto an onside position and collected the ball. As Bonsai is going to check out of this match. And
Flores.
Flores.
Is also going to depart. Conte and Coronel are going to appear and receive 5 minutes plus stoppage time. I will say Neidiger and Weehan and Moberg, for that matter, they have provided a spark for the Monarchs off the bench. Fresh legs playing a role here late in this fixture.
Cardoni plays it forward. Dylan rises high, wins the first ball. He's going to win the second one, too. Give him credit. Gallegos moving forward. Gallegos just outside the area, takes a deflection and into the waiting arms of Jeff. Ball wide. Take a deflection, and Cornell will throw it in for the Monarchs. Quickly going forward. Not sure where he was throwing that. Trying to get it to Weehan. Monarchs have to have a little urgency if they want to steal something late.
Well, interestingly, again, Malik Johnson's moved and swapped flanks with Powder. An adjustment they made in the first half. It certainly had an impact. Will it be enough as the seconds tick on by for the Monarchs? have to wonder whether or not that move, that adjustment should have been made earlier in the second half, or should the Monarchs have even started the second half with how they ended it, with Malik Johnson playing on the same side as Brett Halsey, the two players who you'd have to say have had the most impact for the Monarchs this evening.
One coming for the Monarchs, 88 minutes, late in this match. Monarchs are going to try to salvage a point. San Antonio FC trying to collect all three. Moberg tracks back a little bit to pick it up. He'll play it back to his keeper.
I don't think there's no need to feel overly rushed at this point. There's still 5, 6, maybe 7 minutes left in the game. Plenty of time to construct an attacking opportunity. We are edging closer to panic mode for the Monarchs.
Dillon's about 8 to 10 yards offside.
Flag was raised. Moberg.
Moberg trying to play it forward. He'll play it short to Salcedo. Colombian. Some academy players getting some opportunities. Johnson wasn't able to do as much here in the second half. I think the adjustment they made, SAFC, was to change up what they were doing back to what they were doing early in the first half before the Monarchs made the adjustment. Cardoni collects. That one was too close to him and no opportunity for the Monarchs inside the box.
That's a good run from Conte in the end. He looked pretty calm, composed over the football, dashing, waving his left foot at it. Just not enough quality in the end on the cross, I should say. Ford, the centre back, is down, much to the displeasure and disdain of Malik Johnson. And yet again, the San Antonio trainer in no real rush to get over and assist the centre-back, number 24 for San Antonio, Ford, who's clutching at that right shoulder again. It's caused him issues throughout the course of this second half.
It's up in the collarbone region. I think it's what's frustrating a lot of times when you've got a player that's down on the pitch when he's 2 feet onto the pitch and can almost get off the pitch.
Yeah, you see this a lot in the game of football.
Definitely something that kills games late like this.
Especially, yeah, as you said, late in the game. It's all tactical. So we see Jeff Dusnert, what a game he has played. The Real Monarchs goalkeeper, just 17 years of age. What a bright future he has ahead of him. We spoke to Gavin Beavers at halftime. Another young goalkeeper that's put in a ton of really, really good performances this season.
Give a shout out to one of our local broadcasters. He's a legend as well, Spencer Checketts.
There will be
much love.
Tweets on Twitter talking about this match.
Much love to our good friend Spence. Thanks for tuning in. I'm sure he's got multiple dials.
A lot going on. He's one of the voices of ESPN 700. He's got his own radio show. Johnson in behind. Johnson struggles to settle, but he'll settle. Trying to make a move, trying to get inside, trying to find the ball into someone who can provide an attack going forward. Halsey into Neidigger, but cut off. Not completely cleared. Still inside, takes a deflection. It'll be a goal kick coming. To see how much stoppage time we're going to get.
6 minutes.
Getting that board there, and tonight's Stoppage time brought to you by America First Credit Union. America First Credit Union has the financial products and services you need to take care of yourself, your family, and your business. It's like a minute late on seeing that. 6 minutes. Almost feels like it could be even more than that. Good job there by San Antonio FC to keep that ball in. And a foul in the corner.
No foul, that would be a throw-in, Landon. It's an even better job from San Antonio to not only keep the ball in, but then to force Conte to play the ball out of bounds.
1-0 this point, San Antonio FC. Trying to see out the 3 points and move to 9-7-6 on the season with 31 points. Monarchs will equal their largest number of defeats if they fall tonight. Quickly taken. Do the Monarchs have something left late? We're seeing a correction from Real Monarchs' Twitter account. I know Monarchs used 3 substitutions in 3 different instances and were allowed the 4th due to Hasiel Orozco's head injury. Ball inside the box. Foul there.
That's very disappointing for the Monarchs. They look to be in a position to put a cross into the area. They had numbers in the box. They were unable to find the appropriate avenue and subsequently gave away a foul.
Unofficially through 3.5 of the 6. Epps, a goal scorer, playing it wide to Dylan. Dylan racing forward. Dylan keeps it in along that sideline. Dylan gonna go towards the corner. Hold it up in the corner, and he'll win the corner kick. Nicely done there by Dylan. One of our second half substitutes for San Antonio FC. No rush from San Antonio FC. This is one of those times where it's just very interesting to see as they're going to win another corner kick. No one inside the box, just playing the short game. That's one of those more interesting pictures when you're seeing the whole pitch. So they're going to try to win another one. Epps. Fancy footwork, nice little turn. But it's cleared away by the Monarchs. Monarchs doing a little bit of chasing here in the last few. Something you'd expect in these type of situations. Unofficially through 5. This one's getting real late here. Monarchs are going to have to do something.
It's been a really interesting contest for me. A game where San Antonio have certainly been the better team. Certainly had a lot more of the ball, a lot more of the chances, and that may be it. As Cornell accidentally handballs in the midfield, and San Antonio receive a free kick because of it. Seconds dwindle on down. We're getting towards that 96th minute mark.
A lot of time killing here from San Antonio FC, and you got to give them credits. Killing off a game. It's what they've done tonight. And that's the final whistle. 3 points go in favor of San Antonio FC, and they win the season series. 2 wins and 2 draws here against the Monarchs, as that's the 4th and final meeting between these two sides. The Monarchs will fall 1-0. We'll take a quick break and be back with final thoughts after this.
When you're a member of America First Credit Union, the only house that matters to us is the one that you call home. And whether you're putting down new roots or making more room for your family to grow, we'll be there to help you nurture and care for the things you cherish most. Because the only home that matters to us is yours, truly.
I remember the first time Taylor brought me to Moab. It was life-changing. I think that switch from caring to loving to respecting is when it makes your heart feel like fire. Exploring with kids is a whole different experience, but the approach is really the same for all of us. It's about being mindful, being aware of what's going to help versus what's going to harm. That's what we really want to teach our kids.
Here's Chang. Chang on his left foot. Yes! 2-0! Michael Chang! Here's the ball for Rubio. Rabin! 3-0!
Atlas Disposal is dedicated to preserving the spaces we share.
We also understand the importance of sustaining our resources.
We're proud to bring our operations to Utah with technologies like zero-emission vehicles and a new recycling system coming to Rio Tinto Stadium starting in 2020.
Together, we can keep Utah beautiful and sustainable for generations to come.
Rule the playground. Toyota, let's go places.
Zion is much more than just these cliffs. We're all a part of this. When I'm painting, my goal is ultimately to inspire people through that artwork to go out and find their own personal experience. I think that only when we personally connect with a place do we truly gain the power to protect it. And that's the whole point, is to protect this place, not just for us here today, but for future generations forever.
Tonight's match has been brought to you by Zions Bank. For banking that helps you tackle every financial challenge, Zions Bank is for you. By MarketStar, explore something more at MarketStar. Visit marketstar.com for careers. And by University of Utah Health, the trusted healthcare provider for the RSL family and yours. Visit uofuhealth.org. Concerts are back at the Riots. See Dropkick Murphy and Rancid on October 2nd by visiting riotintostadium.com. It's one of Utah's own. Behind the anthem of Real Salt Lake, let's check out the upcoming schedule for the Monarchs at Hartford, at New Mexico, and then back home finally on the 26th, Sunday the 26th against New York Red Bulls too. And then on the road again against El Paso and RGV Toros. Tough schedule coming up for the Monarchs. And Tom, we could talk a lot about it this game tonight, but not a lot that we really want to focus on. Monarchs need to be better, especially at home. Give up a late goal on a deflection, not much you can do, and sometimes that's the way it goes.
Yeah, certainly. I think San Antonio were the better team, and so they were deserving of all 3 points. But I do think Hamilton Olave saw a bit more from his players at the end of the first half, early in that second half. Some of the young guys that came off the bench offered a spark, and so there is promise there for Hamilton Olave and the Monarchs. But credit San Antonio, they were the better team tonight.
Road trip upcoming for the Monarchs. We'll see what they can do. We'll be back here on the 26th from our wonderful team. He's Tom Hackett. I'm Landon Southwick. Thanks for tuning in tonight on ESPN+. We'll catch you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship. This copyrighted telecast of
play it forward, short into Epps. And Epps not able to capitalize on it. Flores read that one nicely. He'll play it forward, short into Epps. And Epps not able to capitalize on it. Flores read that one nicely. Johnson going forward. Johnson pulled by Lee. Going on with both sides tonight. 12th meeting between these two sides. SAFC leads the series 6-2 and 3 all time. Second meeting between the two sides this month, having played at the start of the month on the 1st with a 3-2 victory for San Antonio FC, and the Monarchs are 52, 28, and 21 here at home. So a pretty solid record. Shout out to Wasatch Legion. So you can see the officials for tonight's game. Gerald Flores, Noah Kenyuani, Monarchs head coach, led the side to the 2019 USL Championship. Was pretty light there from Maloney, as you see Hamas and Alave on your screen. Monarchs head coach, led the side to the 2019 USL Championship. He'll play it forward, short into Epps. Epps not able to capitalize on it. Flores read that one nicely. He'll play it forward, short into Epps. And Epps not able to capitalize on it. Flores read that one nicely. Johnson going forward. Johnson pulled by Lindley. He'll go forward. And I'm wondering why a couple times have been pretty wide. I hope that doesn't come to bite them. It's Halsey with a nice little move.
I will say Halsey's played a pretty impressive game as well. Him and Malik Johnson have been two standouts. Problem Halsey's facing is
a couple times have been pretty wide. I hope that doesn't come to bite them. It's Halsey with a nice little move.
I will say Halsey's played a pretty impressive game as well. Him and Malik Johnson have been two standouts. Problem Halsey's facing is
Lindley. And frustration there. I'm curious if we'll see yellow. Shown to Bonsai.
Well, both players scream and have his way nearly as often as he did.
Epps. Lindley takes a crack. Not cleared completely. Gallegos puts it on frame, but up and over the bar. It takes a deflection on the way in.
I actually think it was the wrong decision from Bonsai in the end. Yellow card could be coming here, and it is that may have caused the accidental contact. James Moberg has made an immediate impact and has seen yellow on his foot.
Powder plays just like his brother. Got some of that quick twitch movements from him. Out comes Mountain. Epps picks up his head, takes a deflection, and under the crossbar. And that one goes in the back of the net, and Monarchs are unlucky to give one up here in the 80th minute.
Four of the Monarchs, but this is where they're dangerous under Malik Johnson.
Johnson, nice little Meg, trying to get around the second. Johnson, player in front of him, trying to play it inside the box, takes a deflection, and it'll be headed away. I'm going to get your special $18 tickets now. Honoring the wall of the Wasatch. Speaking of an incredible keeper,
I think, yeah, people would understand what you're talking about. Oh, great ball there.
Accidental tripping, and I think we're going to see our first yellow. Ball swung inside the box. Dangerous.